Well, hello. Just to follow up on the video of the clackers, I thought I'd do another video on other kids' toys from the 1970s and 80s. Here we have, equally as dangerous as the clackers, or more dangerous, probably to the male of the species, more than the females, is the Raleigh chopper. This is the Mark 1. This one's 1970, I believe. One of the very earlier ones. And yes, very dangerous, but fun nonetheless. I never had one in the day because my mum said they were too dangerous, and she was right. A lot of injuries were had by the gear stick, 3-speed Sturmey Archer in the middle there. A lot of people would have horror stories of how they slipped off the seat, the banana seat, and the meat and two veg were destroyed on that there thing. Yes, brutal. So yes, there's some fundamental differences between the Mark 1 and Mark 2. More safety and more structural than anything else, because pretty much look the same. Slightly bigger than Mark 2. So yes, this has got period lights from the 70s. Cable tidy at the front with the Raleigh logo on. Um, the obvious difference between normal bikes and that, you've got the sort of chopper look from the American scene, I suppose. Easy rider and all that. Big back wheel, small front wheel, very unstable, very unstable. Uh, these were prone to crack there and crack there. This one's had repairs done. I bought this one. It was well, it was a bag of bits, but the majority of it was in fair condition. So this has got all its original bits in. I painted it. It's not a very great. It's not the best paint job. The purists would hate it. Um, but it made it look a lot better than what it was when I bought it. So yes, as I say, 3-speed semi archer, um, period pedals of the day with chrome on and stuff like that. Moving on to the Mark II, show you the differences. These handlebars on this were adjustable, so you could move them backwards and forwards, which became very dangerous. It was unstable to start off with, but it made it more unstable. If you drop them back, the front wheel would be too light. You come over the back, especially if you were carrying your pals on the back. So yes, there would be lots of scars and injuries from back in the day. So the Mark II came along. You got a sissy bar, which was a different shape. You got a rack on the back. You got the arrow wedge frame, which supposedly stopped its splitting and made it more structurally sound. You've got your stand. You've got your stand on the Mark 1 as well, which was kind of cool. Different gear shifter. Have it there, which is T-bar as opposed to the round one. Period lights on there, yeah, Evereadys from the 80s. Just standard brakes, not your disc brakes of now, just brake blocks, which are pretty standard at that time. Also a cable tidy on there. The seats were slightly shorter on the Mark II, and also you got a warning. This bicycle is not constructed to carry passengers. Well, there's an invitation to carry your passengers, all your pals. On your rack, you've got a rack on the back, you get your passenger in there. So 4 of you could go for a ride on it. Don't know how many would come back, but there you go. Handlebars were welded in place, so you couldn't adjust them, so that made it slightly safer. On this particular model, which is a prismatic, which is very telling of the 80s, with your prismatic stickers, and that had a gold um, sticker in the middle of the selector, which the other ones, the other models, just had a silver one. So yeah, that's got like a hockey stick, what they call a hockey stick. Uh, I think it's a hockey stick. I'm not sure if it is. No, different chain guard anyway. Don't know what you call it. I'm not a purist. I'm not a and a rack when it comes to these. Slightly different shape on there. These on the originals and stuff like that would have got lost over the years, pulled off because you got your cords and your jeans stuck in them. Yeah, this one is not for the purists as well because this one's been powder coated. I bought it like this and restored, so it'll have some repo parts on, I would think. I'm not entirely sure. Not looked into it, but I don't know. The purists will know. Um, so back in like back in 2018 when I got into them, I've repurposed. I would never say restored because I haven't restored them. Restoration is where you make them look like new. I've had about 10 of them, and it just the hobby got out of hand really. People got greedy. There was demand for all the parts because everybody wanted original parts. They didn't want reproduction, and people latched onto that and just started outpricing. You know, your hobby needs to be self-sufficient. You know, you can't be throwing like thousands and thousands at a kid's push bike, can you? Really? Where does it end? I've heard stories where people have spent thousands just getting the chrome redone and stuff like that. Um, but that wasn't for me. It dried up, and you know, you got onto the Facebook forums and stuff like that, and everybody was saying, "Well, I want £150 for a front tire," because the front tires were virtually impossible to get because story goes that the mold was broken at Raleigh, and they didn't make any more. So the front tires were changing hands for hundreds of pounds, whereas they should have only been about £5 or £6, tenner at the most. So anyway, I think Raleigh must have got onto this because then all of a sudden they were available again, and they were started off at, I think I got a couple from Halfords for about £15 each, and I thought that was a bit overpriced. And before you knew it, they were £50 each on eBay and stuff like that. Just people scamming. Because some people won't do the research. Oh, front tyre, great, I'll have to buy that. That's cheap enough for 50, whereas they were 150 last month and all that. But yeah, yes, like I say, it's the greed spoiled it for me, the hobby. So I sold a couple of mine. Didn't make a great deal of money on them. I made enough to cover what it cost me to repair them and rebuild them and stuff like that, and still leave something in for the next person, which is what I think a hobby's about, you know. Um, but yes, many a winter month spent rebuilding and stuff like that. Now you kind of touch them. You're looking at on average 1,000 to £1,500 a bike. Some of them more of the original and untouched. Um, so it's not a hobby for the faint-hearted. Um, so that's it. That's mine. That's my two that are left. I'll keep these two. Um, there's a few more bits and pieces that are required for them, but I won't be paying silly money for the bits, like just like odd little chrome bits that go on the side there. Um, but yeah, I mean, I enjoy riding them. I do take them out in the summer months. Go to a couple of classic car shows, um, and generally just the amount of people who stop and talk to you. Oh, I had one of them. Oh, I end up in A&E, or my brother lost his front teeth and stuff like that. And yeah, people are shouting, "I like your chopper," and "Gives a ride on your chopper," and all that. And you end up bingo. You know, it is that. Um, but yes, there is now available. Well, there was a limited time, just in 2024, I think, last year. Rally Chopper did a Mark IV, which is pretty much exactly the same as that, but with safety features. Uh, and they were selling. The price from Rally was about £1,000, and immediately, like I say, the greedy people were selling them for 1,200 and all that, making a quick buck. But there's still loads left in boxes on eBay and not selling because, well, buy them from Rally if Rally do another run on them. There you go, the Rally Chopper. Put in the comments below if you had one, if you had any injuries, girls and boys. I'm sure there's a lot of girls had them, but I think they were mainly for the guys. And heavy, oh heavy. You couldn't chuck these over a fence. No, no chance. Like pig iron. Right. Ta-da for now.